The financial crisis has investors wondering when and where to buy. One area that had been getting a lot of attention before the financial crisis intensified was the renewable energy area. The presidential candidates have been pushing their energy plans that have included big investments in areas including solar, wind, geothermal, and more. Also, a recent extension of tax credits for renewable energy heated up shares of solar companies and wind companies for a while. But with the financial crisis growing and oil prices now down, is it still the time for investing in these areas? Nick Hodge is editor of the newsletter and website Green Chip Stocks. He is also co-author of the book Investing in Renewable Energy, Making Money on Green Chip Stocks. Nick, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Now, you guys advise exclusively on alternative energy sectors. With oil prices where they are, with the financial crisis where it is, do you still think renewables are a good investment opportunity for right now?
I do think renewable energy stocks are a great catalyst for future returns, especially with the recent sell-off as a result of the pressure from the financial crisis. So what we're seeing now is the share prices have significantly sold off from their highs going back to last year and earlier this year. And so if you're looking for longer-term goals, I think now is a very good time to get in on some of these stocks that are certainly going to rise as the renewable share of the energy mix grows.
So when the market imploded recently and then had the Dow, its biggest one-day point gain ever, did the green chip stocks, did the renewable energy shares come along the same way for that ride?
That's correct. And if we could go back to a few weeks ago for a moment, when Congress passed that $700 billion bailout, what they did was include tax extensions for solar and wind, what's called the investment tax credit, and that allows investors that put solar panels or invest in a new solar field to get 30% of their investment back immediately.
Well, who's going to do that at an economic time like this?
With no cap. Well, this is what some of the congressmen and senators and chief economists are thinking, is that by investing in new energy technologies, renewable energy technologies, it's actually a stimulus for the economy because you're creating jobs, you're providing stable baseload power for consumers at a stable price, which they haven't been used to in years with the high volatility of energy prices.
So where are the biggest opportunities? We have solar, wind, geothermal, biofuels. What are the areas where you're recommending?
Right. At this stage in the game and with the volatility we're seeing in the markets, we should probably stay away from the very futuristic technologies that are just now in the R&D stages, like maybe wind or wave turbines and marine technology. But you really want to be buying in and accumulating shares, if you're not already, of the established renewable energy sectors, mainly solar and wind.
What are your picks there?
Because what we're seeing here is some of the stalwarts in the energy industry that are in the solar energy industry that have been really climbing for years, that they've been knocked down now. And so we're looking at the big guys: First Solar, SunPower, Suntech, LDK, the ones that have been hammered on and really discussed heavily for the past year or so as the solar industry ascended. Now they've been knocked down a few pegs, although their price targets for the future remain high.
So they look attractive. How about some wind picks? Right.
Well, wind is more of an international game at this point because countries in Europe were first to adopt the technology and implement subsidies for its use. And so the big wind companies are based in Denmark and Germany. We're talking here Vestas, for instance, Suzlon, companies like that. Also GE, but it's not a pure play. Siemens. And then what we want to start looking at is some transmission plays for the wind. It doesn't have to be a pure play turbine investment, because very much they're tied together, transmission and wind, because you have to get that electricity to the grid.
We talk a lot on our website, CleanSkies.tv, about a transmission and the coming possible smart grid regulation on a national level. So this is a possible area of attraction as well.
Oh, I think the build-out of the smart grid and the sharing of information between the consumer's house and the utility is going to be a fundamental part of how we bridge this gap to.
So where are the investment opportunities?
What we're talking about now is companies like Satcon Technology. This is an inverter company who makes an inverter, obviously, who converts the power from direct current to alternating current, which needs to be for the grid. And what they do is they record the information, so they know how much energy you're using, your appliances are using, if you have a solar array, how much energy that is producing, and it can feed that to the utility, so you can monitor your use in real time, adjust your utilities in real time. So Satcon would be the company there.
Folks who are investing what they have left of their hard-earned money, if they do this into this renewable energy area, are they looking at short-term gains, or is this for the long haul?
Yeah, this would be for the longer haul at this point, only because the credit markets remain so tight. We really don't know when the floodgates are going to be open for renewed investment to return to the sector, although it's definitely a sure bet for the long term. I wouldn't go risking the house in the short-term markets right now.
And what about the White House? I mean, what are your thoughts about whichever candidate ends up in the White House, how long it might take for them to put their energy plan into motion?
Right. Well, we've heard both candidates say that there were some things they have to sacrifice in light of the economic crisis.
Yeah.
Exactly. But obviously, Barack Obama has the the more solid plan he's introduced. He plans on creating more renewable energy jobs.
His plan would give a bigger boost to renewables, you mean?
I believe so. McCain has staunchly opposed it in the past, voting against some energy bills that contain provisions for renewable energy. And although he touts an all-of-the-above approach, I assume a Democratic president, along with a Democratic-led House and Senate, would foster more growth in the renewable energy industry.
Either way, you see bright prospects for renewables.
I think there's improvement to be had either way.
Okay. All right. Nick Hodge, investing in renewable energy. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you very much.
And we appreciate it.